Well, hello Internet, and welcome to part 8 of my object-oriented design tutorial. Today I'm going to turn the sequence and class diagrams that we made in previous parts of this tutorial, and there's links to those above. If you haven't watched them, watch them, otherwise you'll be confused. And I'm going to take those guys and I'm going to convert them into code on the fly in front of you, so you can see exactly how this works. Now this is going to be a two-part tutorial, so I'm going to create this code over part 8 and part 9, and of course all the code and all the designs and everything's available underneath the video, so let's get into it. Okay, so you can see on the left side of the screen, this is our sequence diagram, and this is recorded in 1080p. If you want to watch it full screen, it will look nice. So here is the sequence diagram, and on the right side of the screen, I'm going to write all the code exactly like the sequence diagram tells me to. Now, the only thing I did was I went ahead and I used the class diagrams we created in the last part of the tutorial, and I simply copied them over. So if we have bank ID int, well, I just changed that to private int bank ID, and that was it. So any of the real code writing, I am doing out of my head, but this stuff I did ahead of time because I didn't want to waste your time watching me do the same thing over and over and over again. And actually, if you had a really good UML tool, it would actually convert the UML into this code that you're going to see here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to copy what's on the left side of the screen over to the right side of the screen. And I'm going to start off with test ATM, which is going to be the name for our application, and I'm inside the main part of this application. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and create an account, just like the sequence diagram tells me on the left side of the screen. And I'm going to go new account, and then I have to give a bank ID, so I'm just going to say 10, and then I'm just going to type in my own name here as the customer. So this is exactly the way you would create a customer account in the real world, which is what we're modeling, so that makes sense. And I'm going to give myself $10,000 in the bank, and I'm going to make my PIN code 1234. And you can see that is exactly what you see right there. So then, after I do that, I of course put a semicolon at the end, and I'm going to continue on. Now what I want to do is generate an ATM card for this new customer, which is me. So I'm just going to copy the left side of the screen. I'm going to go card, and I'm going to call this customers ATM card, and then I'm going to go new card, and then I'm going to do exactly what it says on the right side, or on the left side of the screen. I'm going to say account get PIN, even though that doesn't exist yet. I'm just going to assume that it does, and then I'm going to go the count get strip number, right, like that, and a semicolon. So there we are. As soon as we create the account and all those other different things, which we are going to do in this part of the tutorial, they're all going to work. So I got my customer and my card generated. Now what do I got to do? I got to create a customer object and give it an ATM card. So I'm going to go customer, the customer is equal to new customer, and I'm going to pass over the customer's ATM card and a semicolon. So now we got the account, the card, and the customer all generated here. Now what do I got to do? I got to create the bank computer that's going to hold the account. So I'm going to go bank computer, and I'm just going to call this XYZ bank computer, and this is coming from down here if you're wondering, and then this is going to be equal to new bank computer, and then I have to pass it over a name just like it says, and I'm just going to go XYZ bank and then close that off. So now we have a bank computer. So what's the next thing we got to do? Well, we need to add account to bank, then create the bank network, and so forth and so on. So I'm going to go XYZ bank computer, which is exactly what we just created, and then I'm going to go add account to bank, and I'm going to say the account, right like that, and there we are. So now we added the account to the bank. Then I need to create a network that's going to hold every bank computer and all the different accounts inside of it. So I need to go bank network. I'm going to call this the bank network is equal to new bank network, right like that, and there we go. Now we have the bank network. As you can see, I'm just copying everything exactly the way it tells me to do it. Then I need to add my bank computer to my bank network. So I'm going to go the bank network and go add bank to network, and then go XYZ bank computer, and then close that off. So this guy right here is matched up with this guy right here. So that tells me I need to create an ATM now. I'm going to go this main street ATM just for the heck of it. And this is new ATM. And I'm going to go the bank network because I want to add the bank network of bank computers to my ATM machine. And then I need to go main street ATM and say is strip readable. And it needs to be past the customer's ATM card like that. And we got that set. Let's just keep on scrolling here through everything and just keep on making stuff. And all this code I'm going to make available. As soon as I'm done here, I'm going to copy it over to my website. You can get it, and of course, it is free. Now I checked if the card is readable. Now I need to go ATM cards bank in network, and I need to pass customers ATM card, and then insert pin, which I'm going to actually have done with the ATM. Insert pin, and I need to go customers ATM card, and 1234, which is the pin number that I gave it above, and this is customers. That's why we get a little error there. There, it went away. Then pick account to access, and that doesn't do anything except for that. It's just going to put up a message asking them to pick the account to access. Then it's going to ask amount to withdraw, and again, doesn't do anything. And this is exactly what you're going to do in the real world. You're just going to make or follow the sequence diagram. Get transaction, info, and there we are. And that's it. Test ATM, the meat, your application right here is doing everything. Why do I have a message? Oh, I have an error here because I haven't created an account yet. So let's go in here and create account. So here is account, and just so you can see, here's the class diagram. Like I said before, bank ID, account number, all I did was transfer all those things over, and then I did exactly the same thing with the methods. And just so you can see exactly what's going on, see, it's just return, return, return. There's absolutely zero logic here, so I just went ahead and did it ahead of time. So I got to think about, okay, well, what am I going to do inside of account? Well, this is the last time I'm going to do this. I'm going to say this, bank ID is equal to bank ID. See, like that. See, this is why I didn't want to waste your time with that. And then this is going to be customer's name, paste, paste. So how many of those I got? 1, 2, 3, 3 more. And then I'm going to do the same thing with account type, paste, account balance, and then pin. So there you go. That is the account. And there's a whole bunch of other different things to do here. And let's think about what those other things are. So where did we create it? Here you go. So here is account, and you can see account type. And I have little notes here. 1 is for savings, 2 is for checking. I don't really need to do anything with that. Account number incrementer will start at 100,000. And that is this guy right here. See, that guy. Account number is equal to the strip number with a 1 or 2 from account type at the end. So that is something I need to set up here. And did I do anything with that? No, I didn't do anything with that. And then what else do I need? Strip number is 8 digits, and the first 2 are going to be bank ID, and the rest are going to be account number minus checkings or savings account. So let's go in here and let's create those 2 guys that are written there. So I'm going to say strip number is equal to, and I know that I need to go generate because I did that somewhere. Where did I do that? See, here it is. Generate strip number, see? So I know that I need to make that because the brilliant person that put this sequence diagram told me to do that so that I can keep my name straight. So that's very important. That's why I don't like sloppy, junky, thrown together sequence diagrams. Because so that's one thing that will cause you some problems. Here, I know I want to call something called generate strip number, and I wrote it here in the sequence diagram. So whenever I get to this point where I create the strip number, well, now I know what the name of the method is. See, I'm not going to get confused by names. So that's all I need to do, and that's going to do exactly that. It's going to get my strip number by adding bank ID, see, bank ID, it's right there, to the account number incrementer. And every time we add a new account, this guy's number is going to go up by 1. So, you know, that's good. And then what else do I need? I need to go this account number, and then I need to go generate account number. And this guy is going to get past strip number and account type. And how do I know that? Well, I know that because it's written here. See, account number, where is it? There it is. See, account number is equal to strip number with a 1 or 2 from account type at the end. See, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I got those guys set up. And then I got all these methods here that don't do anything except pass back information. You know, I have my getters and my setters. See, real simple stuff. And then I went ahead and threw in generate strip number, and it's going to get bank ID right there. So now I have to figure out exactly what it's going to do. Well, it's going to get account number incrementer, right, like this. So where is it? There we are. Paste that in there. And it is going to increment it. So now we know we have a new account. Then I need to go int, and I'm going to go new strip number, and it's going to be equal to bank ID, and then times. Now if I want the bank ID to go ahead of the 100,000, say this is 100,000, this incrementer right here, well, I'm going to need to multiply that times 1 million so that it goes ahead of it It's like math. So I'm going to take the account number and I want to throw the bank ID right here, 2 spaces ahead of 100,000, and you multiply it times that, and that's how you get that. So, that's math and stuff. And then I'm going to go account number, incrementer, add that to that, and that is exactly what it's going to do. I spelled that wrong. And there we are. So this is going to generate my strip numbers. Really simple. And each one of them is going to be new. And then I just need to go return new strip number. And it does its job. It's going to generate strip numbers for me. And the strip number is on the back of the ATM card. And then I need to go generate account number. And it's going to get an int strip number. And it's going to get account number. Because I'm going to have an account for both the checking and the savings. So that's what's going on there. So now I need to figure out the logic behind that. So let's go to test ATM and look at this for a second. You can see here where I'm defining account type, see I have a C here, and I also could have a lowercase c or an S or an uppercase S. So that's what's being passed in, see, account type. So I'm going to go if, and I'm going to go account type dot starts with a lowercase s, or, and then I'm going to do the same exact thing, except with an uppercase S. Paste that there, throw that in there, and then put an uppercase S. So if it's a savings account type, I'm going to put a 1 at the end of the strip number to generate this very specific savings account number. And then I'm going to save it to account number just by going like this. And then I'm going to go strip number times 10 because I want to move it forward 1 digit, and by multiplying by 10, that's what it's going to do. And I'm going to throw a 1 at the end. So now if we look at this, we're going to know that this is a savings account. And then after that, I'm going to go else. And right now, whenever I'm doing this code, I'm not worrying about making errors. I handle all of those later on. I want this code to work if everything goes perfect, which means the customer enters everything exactly the way I expect them to. And then during the testing phase, that's whenever I'm going to go in and actually start handling any events and things like that. So that's what's going on there. Else, and then here I'm just going to change this to 2. So that's going to handle the checking account is going to be a 2 at the end of the account number, and the savings account is going to have a 1. And then after I create that guy, I'm just going to jump out of here and go return account number. So that's how we're going to generate our account numbers. That's good. And I'm done with account as far as I know. And I like to just move. So we're going to go into card.java now and do all the things we're supposed to do here. And you can see here the card doesn't really do anything. So let's go and look at our class diagram. And here is card on the left. And you can see I have my pin, I have my strip number, I have 2 constructors set up inside of here. One card is going to be created whenever I just want to test my strip number, and then another card is going to be created whenever I want to check my strip number and my pin. And see, just simple stuff, just assigning the values that are passed over. And then I'm going to provide them with access to get my pin and get my strip number, and also set the pin. This is something I might actually want to get rid of later on, and also set strip number. And that's it. Guess what? All I did was copied this class diagram over to this guy. Didn't have to do anything different, and it's done. See, no logic. So let's just move into customer.java and create that. And look down here at customer. You can see customer looks pretty doggone simple. So let's go over here and see if customer is simple here. Well, I have insert ATM card, and I have removed from customer instead handled by customer constructor. That means the ATM card is going to be an input inside of the customer constructor. So in essence, that's what I did, and everything else there is fine. Again, just transferred the class diagram, which is over here, over to here, and that's it. I'm done. So now let's go into transaction. Now transaction's not going to be quite so easy. And let's just go like that. And let's look at transaction. It's way down here, I think. Yeah, there it is. Look at transaction. It's very, very busy. Think about some of the things we need to do here. So if we look at all this, well, I see that current date time is here. That means I need to get a date. And you can see right here, see it's underlined. That means that it is not there. So I need to both get access to the library that's going to get me my date, and also get the library that's going to allow me to format my date. So date format, right, like that. And I could also come in here and just click on this guy and have it import all my different things, which what the heck, let's do it. So there that guy is, import date, imported that. And there that is. And then one other thing I want to do is to be able to output this as a string and have it formatted the way that I want to do it. So I need a different library, java text dot simple date format like that. So I know that I want to be able to format that. And that tells me that I'm also going to have to come in here, and I'm just going to do this at the top because it's going to be different. I'm going to go date, format. This is going to allow me to format my date the way that I want to have it formatted. So we're going to go simple, date, format, and this is Java. So we're just going to go Y, I want years, / months, days, HH, :MM:/SS. There we go. And that is going to format my date exactly the way that I have it. Year, month, day, hours, minutes, seconds. Okay? That's it. Got that done. And then if we go through here, also because I have this date inside here, I know that I'm going to have to create a method to get my current date time, just like I have there. So where does that make sense to do that? Let's just go through here and see. How about we just do it right here after set customer name. And I'm just going to go public, return a string, get current date time. See, nice logical name. Pretty simple to get this. I'm just going to go return date format. If you haven't seen this before, this is how you format a date and current date time. Semicolon at the end and little curly brace. So file save that. And I forgot I already had that in there, so let's just delete that. No problem. So there we go. Got that all set up. And then I'm basically just going to scroll through this guy and look for things, methods over here that are on the left side of the screen that are over here, but nothing's been defined. So set strip number, real simple. Everything's just passed over. Set did the card verify. It's getting past a Boolean card verified. And then I just have to use a little simple bit of logic here to figure out what I do. So I'm just going to go did card verify. All this is going to do is it's going to take this Boolean that's passed, card verified, it's going to be true or false, and then I need to set that did card verify, set it to this guy. So I'm going to go did card verify is equal to, and I'm going to go card verified, and just use this little trick to get it done quick. Boom, there we are, little logical conditional, and I'm able to set true to this if true was passed in, and false to it if it was not passed in, and then I'm done. So let's look at some other different things here, and you can see did card verify is getting passed, and there's did card verify, so that's good. Set account to withdraw from, and it's getting an integer passed to it, account to withdraw from, and this method hasn't been defined yet. So how am I going to do it? I'm going to go this account to withdraw from is equal to whatever they told me to, or whatever they passed over. So account to withdraw from. So all I'm doing is just setting that, which is a field inside of transaction.java. You don't believe me? Let's look. See? Account to withdraw from. See, it's right there. So all I'm doing is getting past a value and I'm saving it inside of there. So that's good. And then after that, what else do I need to do? So I'm going to also at the same time set the account number that is going to be used for this field as well. And I'm just going to go this dot account number used, and then I have to figure out how to calculate that. Well, let me think about it. Well, how am I going to do that? Account to withdraw from. Well, let me see here. I do have strip number saved inside it. Yep, there's strip number. So there's strip number right there. And so I'm going to use strip number to calculate this. I'm just going to go strip number, and I'm going to multiply it times 10, and then add it to account to withdraw from. So that's a sneaky way to get the account number used. And yes, that will work. Okay, great. So what does that leave me with? I have all this. I have all this. This is just simple gets and sets right like that. Pretty easy. Pretty easy. And that leaves me with the last thing I need to create, which is my constructor for transaction.java. And this guy's job is basically to get the strip number, and then from the strip number, get as many different parts of the transaction as possible. And now what I mean by transaction are all of these different fields that are available here. So if I'm getting my strip number, what can I get? Well, let's look up here and let's see exactly what strip number has. Well, it's 8 digits, and the first 2 are bank ID, and the rest are account number minus checking or savings code. So it's just going to be an account number without the 1 or the 2 on there. All right, so let's think about this. And I know that I have a note written here that Bank Network is going to have a method inside of it. Where is it? Bank Network. There's Bank Network. And Bank Network is going to get first 2 digits from the strip number that is sent to it. And that is a static field. And I had that written in notes in a couple different places. So first 2 digits, if I get a strip number and I want the first 2 digits to get the bank ID, how am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to go bank ID is equal to Bank Network, right like that. And then I'm going to go get first 2 digits. And I'll worry about how exactly it's going to get those first 2 digits there in a second. And yes, that's going to be strip number, and there it is. So I was able, with the strip number, to get the bank ID as well. And then I also, one of the other things I could definitely get is the current date, because I don't need anything to get that. So new, just to put it on the receipt after the person's done using the ATM. And what else can I get? Well, I can get the account number. See, account number's over here. So let's get the account number as well. Account number used is going to be equal to the strip number. So pretty simple. And there, in that short amount of time, I created testatm.java, account.java, card.java, customer.java, and transaction.java. And in the next part of the tutorial, I'm going to create bank network, bank computer, and ATM.java, and we're going to test this whole thing to see if it works. All the code and everything imaginable is underneath the video. Leave any questions or comments below. Otherwise, till next time.